Welcome back to the podcast, ttyl podcast, hosted by Adrian and your co-host
Sarah.
And today we have some very, very special guests all the way from the Midwest. You want to go first?
Yeah. I'll go first. I'm Caleb, and I'm Amber's boyfriend, and I'm also friends with Adrian and Sarah. And I live in Chicago. I don't know what I'm supposed to be sharing, so I'm just sharing a lot of things.
Okay. I'm Amber. I'm also from Chicago, and this is my partner,
Best friend.
Yep.
Caleb. And yeah, I know Sarah and Adrian from Purdue.
Woohoo.
Wow, that was
great,
really
guys.
natural. Yeah.
Very, very mic
Good
start.
Yeah.
Mic train. All right, so you guys been visiting here over the weekend, and we thought we'd bring some pastries to you guys, and you guys are gonna decide if it's overrated or not.
Ooh.
Okay.
Because I think, there's low-key, like, people in Chicago think their food is better than ours, right?
Like, literally.
Yeah.
I would say, like, people in Chicago generally respect the New York food scene a lot.
Respect.
No, but what I think most people in Chicago also think is that, like, New York has a lot of options, right? But it's just expensive.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna say about
We're also going to guess... Oh, you're also going to say how much you would pay for each item.
Oh, true.
it. Okay, like the
Oh,
most I'd be willing to
that's a
go.
good
Yeah.
question. Yeah.
Okay, so for those that are not watching the video, we have a rose pistachio croissant from Libre.
That's this one.
Is that right?
Okay.
Libre?
I think so.
We have a... Is this Earl Grey?
It's Earl Grey, yeah.
Earl Grey
Okay.
cream puff from Bibble and Sip.
So gas.
Okay.
And
okay.
a cardamom bun from La Cabra.
Adrian's like so gas,
So
so
good.
good, so
Gas,
good.
so
Have you guys had anything
No,
like this?
I haven't tried any
Okay.
of these things before.
Okay, cool.
So-
What do you want to dig into first?
I'll just go in the order that you introduced them. So I'll start off with the pistachio thing.
All right.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's get the pistachio thing from Libre. Are we gonna feel
Libre.
Libre?
Oh, let me allow my babe to get one first.
Oh, that's such an ick. That's such an ick.
I'm sorry, I don't actually say that.
We should
I
have
say
an
that
ick
ironically.
count.
Stop.
Does it look okay? Is that piece okay? Do you need another
Oh
one?
my god, I can't.
Is that a
it
pretty
clean
one?
enough for you?
I can't.
Okay.
I got smell.
Smell
Smells so
test.
good.
Wait, sniff test.
You guys like,
Oh.
All right.
First bite.
Ready?
Do it ASMR into the mic.
all right, feedback. Oh, my God.
Sorry, that's disgusting.
We're going to zoom in on that, Amber.
Mmm. Really good. I'm feeling Libre.
What's that mean? What's that mean?
Like liberated?
All right.
Like liberal?
Here's what I'm gonna say about it. So, I think the top is like, it's nice, but it kind of like, I don't know. It's like a little bit too sweet for me.
No, I think it's
The
really
pista-
good.
Okay. Well, all right.
You can have your own opinion. Caleb.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you're
What she
kind of
said
wrong.
actually.
Sarah, do you like it?
I think it's my favorite
What?
pistachio croissant in the city.
Mm.
I think
Yeah.
I've only had like one or two though, so.
I like it though.
What did you pay?
How big are these things usually? Is it like?
It's
Pretty
kind of
giant.
chunky, yeah.
Like this?
And like really thick, tall.
Mm,
This is like thinner because it was cut down.
can you give me like context on average? Like, what is?
Oh,
what
true.
like, because I don't know New York pricing.
Yeah, that's true. Okay,
Yeah.
how much would you pay just in general?
For me, I think at most like.
Wait, also,
$6.
okay.
$6.
Do you taste the rose?
Pistachio roads, yeah, sorry.
What is rhodes? I actually don't know what that is.
The flower.
Oh! I thought you said roads. I was like, what is that? I guess did you say there was rose in it
Yeah,
beforehand?
I
Sorry,
think
I wasn't
so.
paying attention
Oh,
when
that's
you said
okay.
that.
I'd pay $5 for it.
Okay.
This with some coffee. Oof.
Oh,
Yeah.
fire.
Actually, another thing, it kind of sticks to my teeth a little bit too easily. Like the top.
It does a little bit actually. I did notice that. Lick it off.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I say 6.
Okay, 6 and 5. Average croissant price in New York is probably like 6.
Oh, okay.
I would say 6 for like a chocolate croissant.
An average, like, no
Or
specialty.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
sure.
If it's a specialty croissant, then it'll be more.
How much
Okay.
is this?
So I bought a latte and that croissant, and it came out to be $18 in total. So
18?
Yeah, the croissant was $9, and the latte was $9.
Damn.
Oh my god, I thought you meant just the croissant.
Oh no, hell no.
Okay, yeah, I was like,
wouldn't
wait.
buy that.
Okay, okay.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Mother of pearl. That's.
Yeah.
It's a $9 croissant.
I don't know why I
So-
said
It was good though.
Is it? I don't know.
Mother
like,
of pearl is crazy.
Mother of pearl.
What?
What does that mean?
What decade are you from?
I think the rose makes it unique though.
Yeah.
Is it? Maybe that's what makes it more expensive, or is pistachio in general kind of expensive?
I would buy that though.
For
Hell yeah,
Yeah.
let's go.
It's really good.
It's really good.
Yeah, I think it's good. I mean, I would get it.
I think
but-
you should see it in its full form before it's cut too.
Also, yeah, it's not fresh. Y'all had to like
Yeah.
just microwave and shit. So
Yeah.
Mm.
All
So
right.
add some bonus
I
points.
still think it's good. So out of 10, like rate.
yeah,
rate it,
rate out of 10 overall.
I say 7 out of 10.
What?
That's good.
I give
I
it
think that's good.
8.4.
Okay, that's
Point
it's
four.
very very.
You can't just give it 0.5?
No, 8.4.
Okay.
What's the point one, Amber?
Your mom.
Well, to make it a point one, I guess like I don't know. It's just really good. It's really good.
We can move
She,
on.
yeah, we're moving on.
She
Move
had
on.
she spazzed out.
8.4.
All right, go ahead.
All right, let's do. What is this one again?
So this one's more savory and this one's more sweet. So if you want to
Okay.
switch, maybe
We'll
do
do-
a savory
we'll do savory.
between.
Mm.
You're not gonna give Caleb that piece.
Ooh, just
Ooh.
kidding.
I only serve
Oh, Sarah, do you want?
Oh my gosh,
Oh,
take
society
it,
is
take
good.
it,
Okay.
please. Yes.
I tried giving a pastry to another girl.
Whoa.
What are you doing?
Oh wow, cheating right in front of my eyes.
No. Damn.
I honestly don't know what
Wow.
cardamom is.
You
like,
should try
the
some.
flavor. No, I smelled it. Like it smells like I guess cardamom, but like I don't know.
Very herby forward.
Have you guys had
Herby
cardamom
forward,
before?
yeah.
No, this is new.
Okay, yeah.
It just smells like a chai latte. Shit,
It's like
I'm gonna get
elevated
canceled soon.
cinnamon
Elevated cinnamon.
is my.
Oh, Caleb's
Oh,
not
yeah.
liking it.
No. it's like italicized like cinnamon. You know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just like it's very interesting. It's very interesting. I don't know if I like it or not, but it's not like overpowering. You know. It's also not like crazy sweet.
Yeah, I want to
Alright.
get. Yeah, but.
I
Wait.
think, yeah. Good.
Okay, I remember last fall when I came to New York, I was like surprised at how many cardamom lattes there were. Is cardamom a thing in Chicago?
Not that I've seen.
Interesting, because
Not
I see it
really.
on the West Coast a lot too. Like in Portland, Seattle, there's a
Cool.
lot of cardamom like lattes and pastry.
I will say I don't frequent a lot of bakeries in general, or like bakeries and cafes. So, and if I do go to a bakery, it's just a Chinese bakery.
Like
So,
a Bolivar or
I
something.
yeah. So I'm not too familiar with like fancier pastries, I guess, or I don't know if this is considered fancy pastry, but the name itself sounds really fancy.
Yeah.
All to say, I've never seen this before.
Okay.
But
I wonder if part of it is like the novelty of this flavor profile that you had no
Yeah.
idea what to expect.
yeah, I really didn't know.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Actually, that's a lie. You've had a cardamom before. Because back in Chicago, there's like farmers markets, and usually they always have a cardamom.
Oh,
I just
cute.
remember. But we don't go to the farmers market a lot.
I guess it wasn't memorable enough. For
I
him.
guess
Ooh.
so.
Yeah, I
Damn.
really
I
don't
guess so.
remember this.
Freaking cardamom
What?
hater.
Yeah.
I have
what
a
would
photo
you-
of Caleb like holding a cardamom actually. So
Are you
Did
saying
I didn't
cardamom?
eat it.
Mom?
Cardamom?
Isn't it? Never mind.
Wait, yeah, they spell it. I think they
Cardamom.
spell it
I don't know.
a cardamom.
both ways.
So out of 10, you don't like it.
I give it a.
I would say this is like a 6
6.
for me.
Yeah.
Oh, not 6.4.
Would you pay for this again? Also, guess the price.
Oh,
I'm gonna guess.
4.
You're gonna guess it was $4?
Okay, I guess like I don't know what. Like,
No.
$4.
I was just. I think this is at least like $8
What?
because it sounds fancy enough that like hipsters would be like, oh, cardamom. Cardamom is my favorite.
That's
this is,
true.
you know, we have to go to the special
Dude,
place.
Caleb would be so easy to trick in marketing.
I agree.
Yeah, probably.
laugh.
I think I would pay at most like $5 for something like that.
All right, final price.
Yeah.
$8.50.
Okay.
And this line was like out the door of the cafe when I got there.
Like for this.
So that's
Or-
it's actually very popular.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
But
a
they also
popular
have other
cafe.
pastries now.
Oh.
But just in general, it's like I think pretty famous. Like Cabra.
Yeah.
La Cabra,
The
yeah.
texture
They're-
is really good.
Mm-hmm. Kind of
Yeah.
doughy, chewy. Their croissants are really good, actually.
Okay. Okay.
Why are you not finishing your food, Caleb?
No, because I'm like still kind of full from like dinner. I'm having little samples. I'll finish later.
All right,
Unfortunately.
and the last thing.
Cream puff. It's
Cream
Earl
puff.
Grey.
Everyone
Oh,
loves Earl Grey.
yeah.
I'm gonna be all
This is
over
a
that.
10.4 out of 10.
Here you go. Careful, it might drippy.
Ooh,
In my cream.
Oh,
And that's why they're dating.
Cheers.
cheers.
Mmm.
It's pretty fire.
Oh, that's
right?
quite nice.
That's good.
That's quite
That's
nice.
10.4. That's actually 10.4.
And they have a lot of other. What are you doing? Other good flavors. If you want.
Boom.
They have a
Get that cream,
matcha.
girl.
Really good.
I would say this is the best thing on the table.
Damn.
Oh,
You know, in my opinion. Yeah, I just like how.
You can taste the Earl Grey like comes through.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, it's really, really.
That's good.
Not strong.
And it's not like
very
too
present.
sweet.
Yeah.
Mm.
So,
Oh, fire.
and I like the powdered
Very
sugar.
Asian compliment.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys have anything like that in Chicago? Like an Asian? I guess Papa Beard is like Asian technically.
Oh, I don't like Papa
Really?
Beard,
Yeah,
so
we don't like
It's
that.
okay.
What's Papa Beard?
The OG like
Cream
Santa
puff?
Claus looking cream puff brand.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's like
The Chinese one.
flavored cream puffs,
Oh.
basically. It's okay. It's okay.
My favorite bakery in Chicago is called Sugar
Moon.
Moon
Mm-hmm.
in Logan Square. And it's really good. I feel like they would have something like this, but they don't.
Loser.
But they would.
Wait.
That sounds like Super Moon
Super
here.
They-
Isn't there a bakery like that?
Super Moon. Oh yeah, it's here. There's one in my favorite's called Sugar Moon.
How much would you pay? / how much do you think it is?
I think I'd pay like 7 for this, and I think this is like 9.
I was gonna say that.
Okay, we can
Yeah.
say the same thing.
Yeah, that.
So what is it?
I didn't buy this one. My girlfriend picked it up.
I think it's around 6.
What?
Oh,
Let's just say 6 to 7 to
Okay.
be generous.
all right.
So most bang for your buck.
Yeah, that's my favorite too. All right, amazing.
Really good. Wow. Thanks, guys.
Do you guys want to take a little break to wash?
Oh yes, can I wipe my hands real
Here,
quick?
stay put.
Oh, thank you.
I'll bring some wet napkins.
Oh, what an amazing host.
Seriously.
$5.
5. Wow.
Wait, what the heck? And that was like the best one. That...
It's like a wet
Oh,
part.
oh, thank you.
Wow, thank you.
Oh, it's a little hybrid. It's a Prius.
What are you, a
Thanks for
35-year-old dad? Jesus Christ.
He's not really excited for
Prius.
that.
He's ready to settle down.
Have you ever seen the new Priuses by any chance?
No.
They look so sick.
So I think Toyota
I
like
would-
upgraded their
Really?
design.
Sick.
It's pretty sick.
I would want to drive a
What do you drive
Prius
right now?
I don't
A
drive
bike.
anything.
Oh.
I drive a skateboard. Electric skateboard.
You
is
picked
what
up
I do.
Amber on your skateboard.
Hell
I do
no.
not. I do not.
You should
She would-
tandem board.
No, I.
Oh, I cannot.
I like
I would be so
Hondas.
scared.
What do you like about
What?
Hondas?
That's really sexy.
All right. Anyways.
All right, sick. I hope you guys enjoyed the food. It was pretty
Yeah.
good. New York
It
has
was
good
really
food. New York
good.
has really good
Thank you.
food.
Thank you so much.
So we're bringing these two on because we've known them on for a long time and they have a long-lasting relationship. So you guys have a lot of things to share. I hope good things to share. You guys want to start by saying how did you guys meet?
Sure.
Oh, you want me to talk about it? Okay. All right. I feel like Amber's better at telling the story.
Wait, actually,
but-
I'll tell.
Okay.
I just thought of something. So, how we like very, very first met, Caleb used to be part of a frat at Purdue. And one night, me and some of our friends were going out. And that night, Caleb got like very, very, like, you like browned out that night. And so, like, I remember I was a freshman, Caleb was a sophomore at the time, and I went to this frat party, and then me and my friends were just, like, standing in a circle, and then Caleb pops out of nowhere and was like, hey, guys, like, to my friend, and I'm like, oh, my God, predator. Oh, my God, that's a predator. And then he, like, fell on the floor, like,
Oh,
at the frat party, and, like, our other friend, like, dragged him out, was like, so sorry, guys, and I was like, all right, that's the last time I'm gonna see him.
Was this your
Clearly not.
Was this initiation?
Yeah, it was.
Initiation?
It was.
Okay, yeah. 'cause
Okay.
You got fucked up.
Adrian saw me the next day, and I was like laying in bed for the whole day.
Oh my god.
It was the day that I was supposed to go to the barn dance. I was incapacitated for the next day.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And I like literally could not move, and Adrian saw everything.
Do you remember what the doctor diagnosed you with?
Yeah, I went to the. I went to the ER the day after in the evening. I was like, Adrian, man, like, oh my, I gotta go to the hospital. I think I have alcohol poisoning. Adrian's like, dude, you don't have alcohol poisoning. I'm like, bro, what if I do though? And then the doctor came in and he was like, son, have you heard of a hangover before? And I was like, yeah, yeah, I have. That was
so funny.
And
so that was pretty bad.
That was
I actually like never drank heavily again after that.
Mm-hmm.
So it was probably a good thing that happened that one time.
Right.
is that your also like first like when you met Amber first?
That was like our first interaction ever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So her first impression of me was really, really good.
Do you remember that? 'Cause-
I do remember that.
Oh,
actually.
okay.
Yeah. I actually remember everything. I remember
Oh,
everything. Like just
nice.
falling on the ground
Oh,
and
wow.
being picked up.
Actually,
by
that's kind of
David off the
unfortunate.
floor. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's very unfortunate. So, yeah, but then we ended up meeting again.
Cornerstone. So we were part of a fellowship called Cornerstone at Purdue. And there was like a first night Cornerstone call out. And I remember I saw Caleb and I was like, oh my God, that's the guy that fell. Oh God. And then that was like the first time I ever really saw him. And we like never really talked at all ever since, really.
Yeah, no, we didn't talk for like a year plus, and then because Amber was gone on she was on like a co-op internship with a company, so she was gone for
Like a semester.
that following fall semester, and then she came back in the springtime. So this is like January of 2020, and then I met her at the dorm that we both stayed at.
Hawkins.
And we were like, oh my gosh, we both are in like businessy majors. That's so cool. Like you take like business classes
Business
and stuff.
riz.
And yeah, and then like one of the first few things I said to Amber about classes was like, or Amber was like, oh yeah, like have you taken econ and accounting? And I was like, oh yeah, those are super easy A classes. Like all you gotta do is just study a little bit and just you'll do well in the exams.
And I was
she
not
like,
doing
yeah,
well.
Yeah, definitely. When you had not.
Yeah, I was not doing well in those classes, and I found econ like one of the hardest classes. And Caleb's like, yeah, like it's super easy, like you get an A, and I was like, yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
So Amber basically was like, oh yeah, no, they're like those are super easy. Yeah, totally. I think you tried to lie so you could.
Oh, he definitely
look good in
did.
front of me.
To look
Okay.
smart. There's like our business school at Purdue is called Craner, and like everyone in our fellowship tends to go study there all the time. And so Caleb was like always there, and so we sometimes just ended up like talking to each other, meet each other there, and then one day he was like, oh, do you want to go to like church like with me? So
Wait, were you not going to church before he asked you?
no, I was, but I was like
We tried the campus house
Oh.
together.
Oh.
Yeah, that one, yeah.
yeah.
So
So we
Your
tried
first
like
date?
No, we it was. I asked her to come with like a large group of people
Yeah.
that
Okay.
that I regularly went with, and I was like, okay,
Oh,
you should come
okay.
along. But eventually, after I kept seeing her at Craner, and like, I thought she was really
Cute.
funny. And
Oh.
I thought she was cute. And I was like, do you want to get lunch at the dining courts one time? And she was like, oh yeah, sure. And so we went to
Windsor.
Nice.
And-
Windsor
The
dining
vegetarian
court.
one?
Yeah, we did. Well,
Hey, Windsor was my favorite dining
Aw.
yeah.
dining court.
Yeah, it's because they have avocado.
Wait,
That's true.
Yeah, that's
Oh my
probably.
Lord.
That's
You make
probably
her sound like an avocado freak.
She kind of is.
Avocado.
Avocado. And one of the first things I said to her in the dining court was, I like drank some water, and I was like, this water tastes like booty, not that what that tastes like. And then, and I don't know what her reaction was.
no, I was
but
like, how do you know what booty tastes like? You're like, wait, I don't. It just tastes like booty.
Yeah, I think I just said something along those lines. So.
This is great.
Yeah. Then COVID hit, and before I left school, I wanted to say goodbye to Amber and stuff. And like,
Aww.
yeah.
Were you guys like talking at this phase or?
Were you guys kissing?
I think at this point we kind of knew that we liked each other, sort of,
Okay.
because in Craner I would like sit next to her, I put myself next to hers to study with her.
And I remember Adrian one day, I came back from class, I went to put my stuff down at a table like outside of the lab, and then I went to the computer lab, and then Caleb comes in to the lab and was like, oh, like just letting you know, like I just like put my stuff down like next to yours. but you know, that's it. And then he left. I was like, oh. And then I come back and Adrian and Caleb are sitting at the table that I put my stuff down. And Adrian like murmured something in your head like, do it, like tell her now, confess now or something, like as a joke.
What the fuck?
And then Caleb's like,
What did I do this?
Wait, I don't remember this.
I remember
Sounds
it.
like a terrible wingman. Caleb, do it
And then
now.
I was like, and Caleb like, shut up. And then I came back and I was like, hey.
Wait, I actually really don't remember this.
I remember that very clearly.
I apologize.
It's so funny.
Oh, wow.
But you still got the girl.
I did in the
Yeah.
end. Yeah. Thank you. But yeah, throughout COVID, we kept in contact, and then one day, one of our mutual friends told me, he was like, "Hey, Amber has feelings for you," because she had told one of her friends, who's friends with him,
Snake.
basically, just like somehow word got out, and then to me, and I was like, "Oh, okay." So I messaged Amber, like, "Oh, we should call," and Amber was like,
And it was
"Okay."
the most chaotic call ever.
Wait,
I
what?
put on makeup that day thinking we were gonna video call.
Oh.
And like I knew I was gonna blush, so I put on extra foundation. And you know what this kid does?
No.
You know what this kid does? We call and I go, oh yeah, are we gonna turn on cameras? And you go, no. Let's
Yeah, can we
just
do
call.
voice?
Can we
Let's
just do
voice
voice?
only? Because I was like laughing so much. I said, "I like you. Do you share the same opinion about me?" That's how I worded it.
Oh my
Sounds like a
god.
business call.
Actually.
You share the same opinion. And she did.
Wow.
And I was like, yeah.
And we started laughing.
And then
We were laughing for like 5 minutes straight.
Oh,
Yeah.
my god.
And
This is before senior year?
yeah, this was before our senior year.
Sick.
And at the time, I was like, oh, I don't know, like, because I was about to head into like a Wall Street type job, so I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna have enough time to like date and all that stuff. So I was like, maybe we should just keep in contact throughout the summer, and when we get back on campus, we can just go on some dates and see how that goes.
Mm-hmm.
And when we got back onto campus, we went on like one date. And I was
Yeah,
like,
and where was
Will
that?
you be my girlfriend? Afterwards.
No, but where was that date?
Oh.
It was the ramen place.
Oh, yeah. It was
Wait,
sorry.
what did
What the fuck were you thinking?
Was
it was another-
Chuck E.
Yeah,
Cheese.
Uno
Hillenbrand,
reverse.
like in the morning. Like,
Okay, no.
Aw.
That was
that was an unofficial
like the
date.
first time I got back to campus. I was like, "Hey, Amber, do you want to meet me at this dining court at 8 a.m.?"
8 a.m.
Oh my god, that's so early.
And I was living on the other side of campus.
Oh
at
I made
the
her
my
walk
God.
on the other side of campus.
You down bad.
Seriously.
Yeah, she was down bad.
I don't know.
That's
So,
very
I felt
cute.
so wanted. Anyways,
Anyways.
and the rest is history. Then we started
Aw.
dating from there, and we've been together for 4 years.
4 years, our anniversary was yesterday.
Happy anniversary.
Ew.
Thank you.
Long
Wait, so
4 years.
how long were you guys friends before dating?
For you.
For like 7 months.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd say about 7 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's hot.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That was fun.
Are there any like super memorable parts of your relationship? Like, what would a highlight reel for you guys look like?
Oh, a highlight reel.
Honestly, like any like special moments or like a period of time.
Is Caleb a romantic man?
No.
How practical.
He is not.
Financially responsible.
Yeah, yeah. That's another
No.
way to put it. That's another way to put it. No, I don't think.
Let Amber talk.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
I'll let you. You can be the judge.
I think some memorable parts were wait, give me a
Caleb's eyebrows
second.
scrunched.
Too many to choose from.
There's too many.
I would say this trip.
Yeah, this trip was memorable.
Specifically this podcast
Yeah,
recording.
specifically this podcast. I'd probably say this is the best moment of my life.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't want to make that seem so. This is actually fun, but
No, you can stop. You can stop whenever.
end right
Digging
here.
himself in a hole
Yeah.
all the time. No, but seriously, I think like honestly the most memorable time was, this sounds bad, but I think it strengthened our relationship the most, was like our long distance period when Caleb lived in Cleveland and I was still at Purdue. And I think like that was what really helped our communication a lot, like as a couple, and like our really showed each other like we actually are putting an effort for one another.
Yeah.
Was
But
that a year?
I think it
About a
was like
year.
about a year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was more dedication from Amber's part. I would give her more credit here because I was the one who was working, and I was working a lot where I couldn't really make weekend trips out to go see her. And so she would just fly in like once a month to come see me.
Oh, dang.
And she would
Damn.
have to like schedule, shuttles from Purdue to the airport and like fly. Even sometimes when classes were going on for her. I mean, you chose good times to leave during classes,
Yeah,
but still she
I
had to
did.
schedule around that. So she like definitely made time for me during that period, which was like not a good period for me. That was like a period of like I didn't have actual depression, but it was
You
as
hated
close as
your
I-
life, dude.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. So for context, I was working investment banking, Wall Street job. So
And
that
yeah.
was pretty terrible. And I was in Ohio,
Yeah.
so that like made it
Double
I
whammy.
think not as fun. If I was in any other city that had like people there,
Oh my god.
then I think it would have been a little bit better.
Wait, so when you visited him, was it like, so it was in Ohio, right? So
Yeah.
was there like stuff to do? Did you have time to hang out?
I did have time to hang out. It was only on weekends, so like if she came
Oh, okay.
on a weekday, I usually wouldn't have any time on the weekday. I'd be working until like 10, 11 p.m. At the earliest.
Yeah.
So yeah, we would go on like nice dinners and stuff like that. I would always treat her because
Aw.
she's flying out to see me, or I'd help
Even
to
sometimes
pay for
Caleb
her
paid for flights. Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
So yeah, that was like that was a really big commitment from her part. So I
That's
appreciate
kind of a
it.
flex.
lot
I'm
that.
off to Cleveland to see my boyfriend.
Yeah,
And he
Cleveland.
paid for.
I think Cleveland is honestly my most visited state.
That's crazy.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, I will say it gets a bad rep, but there are some fun things.
You
to
just
do, I
said
will
you
say.
hated Ohio.
I hated Ohio because of what I associate with, which is my job. I think it was for that reason.
Tainted.
Yeah.
But she made that time like a lot better.
Oh my God,
Another
obviously.
highlight thing I would say, I don't know, like just our entire time in Chicago has been pretty good, just because
Yeah.
I'm able to see her whenever. I wouldn't say there's any specific moments. Just being able to hop over on a train and just see her in like 20 minutes, be there really quickly, just hang out.
It
So
is nice.
back to
Yeah.
Caleb not being a romantic, Amber. You were
Oh, yeah.
saying.
Yeah. Caleb isn't like the most romantic person, but he tries really hard.
Aw.
Like I think it's like and he's gotten a lot better. This has been the very beginning of our relationship. I'm a very emotional person. And I'll be like, oh my gosh, like I'm feeling anxious, and Caleb's like, yeah.
No, that
Yeah.
sucks. Yeah,
That
damn.
really sucks.
That's
Just like
crazy.
don't.
And that like made me cry even more. But no, he's got a lot better. But
Well-
yeah, in terms of romantic, I think Caleb has planned like some dates, but I don't know. It's just like
I think it's when you're 4 years into a relationship, it's like I think it's very easy to fall into being very comfortable and just like you kind
Yeah.
of stop taking initiative to plan things and you're
Yeah.
like, oh, I can just go over and hang out and that's enough.
Yeah.
Which I mean, honestly, a lot of the time it is, but there does need to be effort to make the person feel special. Right? And I have definitely, like, I can definitely admit I haven't been great at that. Honestly, even recently, like, so I still have a lot to work on in our
Yeah.
relationship. The good thing is that we've talked about it and we've established it, and we're working through it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I feel like the theme of like a long relationship is like things don't necessarily like get better, right? Like it's either like maybe a bit of a decline and then kind of like
Yeah.
stabilizes out.
Yeah.
But like having like those things happen, how do you still like what is the secret to like a long lasting relationship? Because even you guys said you guys don't really do anything new like per se, you just kind of hang out.
yeah.
Like what do
Yeah.
you guys do to make it work?
Yeah.
That's a
I
really
mean,
tough
I
question.
think like everyone portrays a relationship to be like perfect on social media. It's like, oh, like we're having a great time. Like I think every relationship has like a downfalls, like up and downs, like a roller coaster. So like these past 4 years haven't been like just You know, it's been like a roller coaster.
Yeah.
But I think how we really made it work was, I think seriously we're very transparent with each other. Like I don't think even my personality is I can't hide my emotions, and if I do, like I will burst out. And like I think for Caleb that's a big adjustment for him to take all this emotion that's coming from me, and it's like he's trying to figure out like how can I like give her what she needs in that moment when she's having like a freak out, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we communicate our feelings like very, very well, and I'm like very proud to say that because I know that's solved a lot of our arguments.
That's really good, yeah.
Yeah. I would say to add on to that, when I first talked to Amber about us dating, I was like, oh, we need to be very transparent and like communicate with each other. And it ended up being Amber being the one that was more transparent than me, and she's a lot better at sort of confronting problems, like bringing them up head on. I like to avoid confrontation, as I think a lot of Asian people tend to do.
Whoa. Speak for yourself.
Yeah, no, I feel like I'm generalizing.
Because we're docile.
Yeah, we're docile.
And demure.
Oh, good no.
But
Caleb hates that word.
Why?
You're gonna set him
The word
off.
Demure?
He's gonna freak the fuck out.
it's just like
That's not very demure of you.
Yeah, I guess it's not. I think Amber actually was the one who set the tone of like, if we have a problem, let's talk about it. Like even with my parents, like whenever I had fights with my parents, and I think where I learned this from was like I had fights with my parents, we would just not bring it up, and like no one would say sorry, you know, that kind of thing. I think that her sort of doing that to me helped me learn like, oh, this is actually how you work through problems, and so that both sides can be heard. You don't just kind of shove it under the rug and hope that it just gets better, because like it will never get better.
Surprisingly not.
Yeah, it's weird how it doesn't. I would say that's the biggest thing, honestly.
So
Just when stuff comes up, you just talk about it.
Yeah.
It sounds really simple, but it's tough.
Yeah. And it's not easy. Like, I wouldn't say I'm like confrontational, but I think in a relationship I can be. Because if something's like really, really bothering me, and I take like this relationship very serious, is like it will eat at me if I even hold it in. And I think that actually sometimes can be a weakness. If I'm like, something's bothering me, I'll like say it like live at that moment, feeling that. Whereas like sometimes I should like let it absorb and like think a better way to say how I'm feeling. Versus I think Caleb is the opposite of me. Like he will likes to think about it first, like to himself, and then will like tell it to me in a more like structured way. And I'm like the complete opposite of that.
It's good that you're aware of that for both of you, so you like know what to expect too.
Yeah. I mean, the thing that sucks for us is when Amber has a problem and she's just venting to me, I need to like take time to process that.
Yeah.
So I can't give her an immediate response of like, oh, you know, you should do
good.
this. All I can be like is, oh man, that sucks. Dang. That's crazy.
She's like, and?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Are you guys kind of like that when you're like even talking to friends about their problems? Like, do you need time to just sit with it for, I don't know, even like a minute or two to think about what you can say back? Because I can't just immediately have a response. That's actually really difficult to do. I think.
It is, yeah.
So
I think when it's like someone else, I can kind of, because it's like I'm out of the picture. It's not my own emotions and stuff. But if it's for myself, then I do need to take some time. Like in the moment I'll realize, or maybe I do know why I'm bothered, or like have a feeling, but then I do need time to kind of just like logic it out too, to be like, okay, maybe like think, like try to give them the best intentions and be like, okay, maybe they didn't mean whatever before I like come, because I think I would be not like hot-headed, but like just like venting for no, or like saying things that I don't mean or something.
I feel like I'm like very practical, so if you were to come to me with like, what should I do in this situation, it's more like I've definitely like pissed off like partners by just like what you said, just like they're venting and I'm just like, well, just don't talk to them. Something like that. But that's definitely like a learning curve. Or even just going back to what you're saying about like the whole communication part, like it's not just talking, it's like the words you use, the mannerism, the tone and all that.
Tone
like,
is so important. Like
even if you're good at that with like your friends or whatnot, it's so different when it's like a girlfriend.
Oh, it's so different. So different. Like another thing is like talking to my guy friends and they tell me about their problems. It's so much easier to be like, oh yeah, dude, that sucks. Like, do this,
guys.
and
Not
Each other
kidding.
up.
and then
kiss.
it's all good. Yeah. But I think, I mean, again, generalizing, but I feel like girls when they
But I
start
get canceled here.
Yeah, I know.
Careful.
I am sexist. But I feel like, I'll just say with Amber at least, she expects like just a lot. She expects like a lot more supporting words,
like validation.
Yeah, validation.
Yeah.
Like, I understand like how you'd feel this way, and like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And with my guy friends, I've never said stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
It shows.
Honestly,
No kidding.
Never
Slay me, I dare you.
Until I started being with Amber and learning that is a good thing to say in that moment, I actually started doing that with some guy friends too. And I feel like that is actually very helpful for other guys too, to feel like, I'm validating their feelings. But before it's very simple. Just like, sorry, man. That sucks.
Or also, like, I think when I ever brought up my problems, Caleb would always, like, try to go logical. Like, give me a logical reason. I'm like, no. Like, I'm, like, hot-headed. I do not want to hear a logical
He's like
way.
being a toolbox, but you just need a trash can.
Yes.
Yes.
Slay.
Like, wow.
Yeah. But I also, like, I think that Caleb described us like, I'm a tidal wave of emotions and he's a rock. And he's like, if I'm a tidal wave back, then we're just like always gonna whatever.
Yeah.
But he was like, I need to like balance.
That was deep.
This.
Yeah.
He's
You're
great.
mature now.
no, he made that up.
I have a question.
Please.
Do you guys feel like you're
Ostracized.
For what?
Sorry, continue.
Do you guys feel like you're still in the honeymoon phase / when was that phase for you, and how is the transition out of it if you're not still in it?
Wait, that's a really good question. I don't think like we're in the honeymoon phase anymore. I think honeymoon phase is like the first maybe like 2-3 years actually.
Damn.
And the reason I say that is because like when people say like, 4 years,
Cancel
like
her.
that's a lot. No, listen, oh my god. When people say, oh wow, 4 years is a lot, I actually look at it as like, if you really think about it, 2 years was in college, and then 2 years was like when we're independent and like out of school. And I think like this past year has been like the most, I guess, like hard our relationship has felt, because a lot of more realistic things started coming up and realistic arguments started also like coming about, which is normal, and I think like every couple has to experience that.
Is it just like proximity because now you guys are in the same city
I thought of that.
in like adult life?
Yeah, I'd say so. And I think it's like you get more like incidents where you kind of see how that person acts in that certain time, and then you're like, oh, I don't know if I like that. And now it's like figuring out like, what do I like for myself, and what does this person like, and how can we like match each other. But I think honeymoon phase starts to fade when you're kind of just like starting to pick up like the red flags of the relationship. And you know, like, there's never a such thing as a 100% green flag relationship. Everyone's got their like cons and stuff. But yeah, I think 2024, if we look back on this year, I'd say is like the hardest that we faced.
Yeah, I would agree with that, just because the first 2 years was when Amber and I were both in school for our first year, and then Amber was still in school for the second year. So I feel like when, I don't know, like, when she was still focusing on like school and graduating, it's like, and I was so busy with work, I almost feel like our relationship, we were kind of just maintaining it rather than like
working on
it. Rather than, we were sort of like, it was more of just maintaining our relationship at that time rather than like actually trying to push it further. And now that we're actually living like an adult life together, we're trying to figure out how we like to live, our schedules. Like, for example, I really like to have alone time, whereas like I think Amber is more like she really loves to spend time with
I'm
me.
clingy, okay? Just say I'm clingy, I admit it.
And so, but I try to make it, we make it very clear that I like to have my alone time, and I'm really trying to balance like making time for her. And so whenever I do have my alone time, and whether I'm making my music or just, I don't know, doing whatever I want to do, like that's my time, and we're trying to like establish that to not be interrupted. And I don't know, it's just when you're figuring out what you are as a person and also trying to like fit in someone else's life into your own, that just like stuff will inevitably conflict.
Yeah.
I feel like
I think also like after maybe like the third year of our relationship, I started to have like expectations in my head, and the second Caleb didn't meet them, I just got shut down and I got like disappointed.
Yeah.
But that's where I say like communication comes in, because I always like voice that to him. My one tip for girls is don't always give the guy like tell them exactly how you're feeling, because then they're just gonna like rely on you telling them what you want.
Oh.
So I've always like kind of in some ways like it's kind of like raining.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's just kind of like
You're a dog to her.
seriously, got him on a leash. No, but no, but like on the girl side of this is like I do want to feel like also taken care of by the guy in some way. Like I actually want like him to, if he wanted to, he would care about my well-being, like make sure I'm safe. Like that all feels like really good.
Mm-hmm.
But I think there's just moments like, for example, if I'm walking late and I'm like, Caleb, I'm walking late at night, like I'm gonna go home soon, can you like call me now because it's like late?
Yeah.
But I don't want to keep giving him directions, because then he's gonna be like, oh, she'll just call me and tell me what to do. I want him to like actually initiate it
no,
himself.
okay. Oh, she's walking home late. Let me ask her if she
Yeah.
wants me to call her.
Yeah. And like one day I did catch Caleb, like I was like, oh shoot, I gotta take the trash out, and he's like, oh no, let me do it, it's like dark out. And I went, oh, we're moving there.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my one tip, is just like it's all part of the training process, but at the end of the day, like guys aren't perfect. And actually we're not perfect either. But I'm just saying like guys aren't born to like know this stuff, and I think it's like also part of the relationship is how do you like also help them
Yeah.
to get to where you want them to
I feel
be.
like girls, also generalizing, but girls are also just more naturally
Mature?
nurturing. Oh.
Yeah. Oh.
All of the above.
Yeah.
Yeah, just more like nurturing in a way. And I feel like girls just want that back. Yeah, what do you have to say to that?
Something to say about that.
I'm pretty nurturing.
Are
No.
you? No. Okay.
I always tuck you in bed back in school.
It's true.
You're
I
right.
have it on video.
Sorry, did you guys want to say anything else about this? Because I have a slightly deeper question about this.
Cute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go ahead.
So you mentioned like past like year 3 for you guys, you start noticing like red flags or even like beige flags.
Mm-hmm.
But how do you know to like keep going with them almost? Like you know the grass is green on the other side. Like how do you know that you can't like find another man or woman who is like better? You know?
And like if those are deal breakers or not.
Yeah.
I think that's a very good question.
I mean, like Sarah and I talk about this often. It's just like in New York, especially in the city of like just like options. Like it's literally you're like window shopping here. You know, it's like every swipe could just be slightly better, and then like when do you know to stop? You know,
Yeah.
But,
I guess
like,
so.
when
Is the question like,
in a long-term relationship, yeah, like you're evaluating these things. How do you know like to keep going with Caleb or keep going with Amber?
Despite these red flags that you're seeing.
Sure, yeah.
And what are the red? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
We're gonna hash them all out right now.
How about our Caleb's farts?
oh,
Oh, it's pretty bad.
oh yeah.
They're pretty bad.
I'm gonna be like really honest. Like there was actually like a point where, like we were even thinking about like not working out,
Yeah.
and I think at that point we were kind of like pushed to our end and being like, okay, well, like I'm really frustrated with this, and he was like, well, I'm really frustrated with this, and it's just kind of like, where do we see like the light, and how do you, if you like want to move on? But I think the other part of it is like, how are you going to communicate to like be better and like actually see results of like working on it? I'm trying to think of a good example, and it's something that we're working on. But Caleb really, really treasures his alone time and his hobbies like really well. And for me, I don't have a lot of hobbies. Like Caleb actually has like passions, like with music making and playing like bass guitar and all that. Like I always said like, sometimes I do get jealous of his hobbies. Because, like, when he's not with me, he always has, like, 50 bajillion things to do. And that maybe part of me is, like, I envy that a lot. But for me, it's like, oh, what's he doing? Well, now I don't know what to do with my time. And I'm, like, really trying to fill that. How Caleb also made it work is he's like, well, Amber, like, I'm really trying to, like, make time for you. And I've actually seen, like, that work. Like, when he says it, I think you're a very, like, a man of your word. Like, you'll actually, like, be like, okay, like Monday I'll like do this, but like I'll come over and do you know whatever. And I think like I've seen that improvement, but I think that made me realize, oh, okay, like he's not just saying he'll fix it and then it just like never gets fixed.
Damn.
But yeah, you can say your take on
You stupid rock.
The rock is coming through.
He's like, oh, just do it.
Wait, sorry, can you repeat the question?
Oh my god.
Wait, how do you...
Like, he got lost in your sauce. That was good sauce.
It's
I was-
really
I
good
was
sauce.
listening.
I'm sauce.
You're like eloquent as
So
fuck.
how do you know to keep
Yeah,
going
thanks.
with someone even though, like...
You start to see their red flags,
Yeah.
maybe, yeah.
Say your rock answer and then say your real answer.
Oh, you just do it.
You just do it.
Nike.
Oh my god. Stupid. You're
Sorry.
stupid.
I don't know. I guess I would just go along the lines of what Amber said of, like, I've just, throughout all these years, I've seen, like, how much she, like, cares about me. I always think about all the times that she had, like, flown to, like, Cleveland to come see me. I'm like, no person who is sane would do that unless they actually liked me. You know? So, yeah, that's one example, but, you know, there's been so many examples in the past where I'm like, oh my gosh, like, she's like a really good, like, caring person for me.
You better roast the fuck out of
She's
me.
like,
I was like,
she's like a mom. No, I'm
Oh.
kidding.
Oh, no.
Oh no. He knows that's a red flag in a guy when they look at a girl like they're their mom.
Oh, my God.
No.
Like he
No,
knows
no.
not to ever like treat me.
I don't actually look at her as mom, but
But mommy.
yeah.
Oh goodness.
M-A-M-I.
Oh, goodness.
So she has very good, like, caring qualities, and for me, even though there is, like, I mean, we have problems, and, like, I'd say the main thing is just fighting back and forth on, like, time, because I really value my time, but the reason I'm still willing to put in the time to go see her is, well, one, just because I like her. And, like,
You can say love.
yeah, I love her.
Fuck.
Oh. I kind of like her.
She's pretty cool.
Tolerate her.
I don't know. At the end of the day, I still think that there's nobody else like her. She's, like, very unique, and I just think she's, like, the funniest girl that I've met in my life.
Damn straight.
So
Damn
I
straight.
mean, genuinely, I don't think I'd be able to find. Like, there's no one else. There's no one else like her.
Are you, like, going to propose right now?
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
No, I'm kidding.
Oh my god, that'll be a whole new question and answer.
Yeah, actually, Caleb has a question.
And I got an answer.
I will say, like, I haven't seen you guys since graduation, but it, like, low-key feels to me like hearing you guys talk, like, you guys are more in love with each other, which is, like, kind of
Whoa.
disgusting, but, like,
Yeah, it's
in
kinda
our
gross,
in our
honestly.
like oldness, it's like that's nice to have to see you guys still
Yeah.
going strong, you know. Like,
Yeah,
strong.
it's not like easy. I'll
definitely,
say
yeah.
that. And also, I'm gonna be also very transparent. Like, I don't know if you guys have also experiences in your previous relationships, but like your feelings also goes back to your honeymoon phase and how you know like when you're out of it is like your feelings are on like an all-time high in like the first, you know, in that phase.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, like you like pass that, you're like, oh, where did these feelings go?
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, wait, did I lose feelings? And actually, like, this also comes from transparency. I've told Caleb, not once or twice, but, like, maybe more. I said, like, I feel like I'm losing feelings. Like, I've actually told him
Oh.
that. And I think another thing is, like, you would think the guy would maybe run away or be like, oh, okay, well, I don't
Fuck
wanna-"
you.
Yeah. But every time Caleb's like, the first time I said, I was like, Caleb, I'm losing feelings. And he was like, okay.
Rock.
Okay.
He's like, okay, why? Like, why do you feel that? And I'm like, I don't know. I just feel like, I don't know, like, we used to be like, oh, like, lovey-dovey, like, hi, and all that. But now it's just like, I don't know why. I'm just, like, all of a sudden
So
focusing
normal.
on, like, his flaws. And it's, like, becoming, so, like, like, turn-offs.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I don't know about that. But then we just, like, talk about it. And I'm like, have you ever lost feelings for me? And he was like, I mean, I don't, like, really. And I'm like, and he's like, it's okay. Like, he's one time said, it's okay, I'll come back. And
I like
it
that
did.
confidence.
Yeah.
Don't worry, it'll come back.
Don't worry.
Tomorrow.
It's just a glitch.
Yeah, just
It's a
give it like, I
simulation.
don't know. It's, yeah.
He'll reset.
Reset. But yeah, like, I don't know. Like, you probably maybe
Yeah.
felt this.
Totally. I think that's totally normal. Actually, I've been listening to a lot of DOAC, Diary of a CEO, and they have some episodes. They're really, really long, but they're really, really rich and really, really good. One of them was like a dating coach, and another one was like a divorce lawyer, and just like so many straight fire tips and advice on like relationships. And something that I think is the dating coach one the thing that he was talking about was like when you're first attracted to someone, there's the attraction comes from a mystery, and the attraction is really from like the fantasy that you've made in your head about them and like what they could be and that potential. And so, for example, when you go on a first date, he was saying like a lot of guys fail on a first date if they like talk too much because they just like lay their cards out, and a lot of times it's not going to match what the girl had in mind for their like fantasy of this relationship. It's like almost a game. Like you kind of have to like not lay out all your cards too soon, still be a little mysterious so that someone can like learn about you and stuff. But they were saying like in every relationship you hit a point where like the scales fall off of your eyes, the halo effect goes away, you start to see them as they really are, and like it's not that they've changed as a person, it's like you just kind of just like don't feel that attraction anymore, because then you actually start to get to know them and like slowly start to see their quote unquote flaws and stuff. I forget what like he was saying how to go from there, but like that's such a normal process. And like I mean it's very necessary because you can't live in that like limbo rainbow like magic land forever. I can't remember like his like closing thought because it came like later in the podcast, but
also,
yeah, totally
like,
normal.
And I think like also realistically I also reflected like this is both of our like really our first relationships, like real ones. And I think part of me also, like, I'll be honest, like, I am also a little scared, like, if we ever didn't work out or something, like, I'm also kind of scared of that, because it's, like, 4 years is not, like, that short of time. It is a long time, but I genuinely do feel like, I'm about to be soft, but, like, I've never in my life really met a guy, like, so, like, of his word. Like, when he says something, he will do it.
Very reliable.
and like he's the type like he will keep his promise.
Oh no, not the
God.
Sorry.
Really spared just the audio listeners right there. Don't look at the video. God.
But also like there are moments where Caleb has seen my ugly side. Like he like I have a very ugly side in terms of like I guess my toxic traits. And
what are your toxic traits?
Oh my God, I'll get into
I'm
it later. But like the fact that he's still like with me after seeing all that, I'm like, wow. But I'm also like trying to be like working on myself too. That's also another reason why I was like, at the end of the day, like everyone's goal with their partner is I guess marriage in some way, like majority I guess. And you don't like marry someone to like enjoy like good parts with. You marry them because like you guys can actually go through like problems together. Because like divorce rates are like so high, and like that's because like problems can't resolve. And if you go into marriage, like you know you gotta like know how to work a problem with that person.
It's almost like a partnership almost, rather than like the always like lovey-dovey like staying.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and I think like that's like what a lot of people think is like, oh my God, I'm so in love with this person, I want to marry them. But in reality, it's like are you really knowing how this person is gonna be in a situation, like a serious situation? Like what if finances come in the picture, or what if you know you gotta give up some place to live where this person is like, are you gonna do that for your like lifelong partner? You don't know. And that's like what dating is, like the stage is like, that's where I'm like, oh like wow, like serious like world grown-up stuff is seeping in now. And I'm like, I think I'm also like scared of marriage, because it's not that like I don't want to marry Caleb, but I'm more like marriage is like a binding thing.
I think we're coming up on the time soon. So, like, final question. What does the meaning of love mean to you guys, like, right now, compared to, like, when you guys first dated, I guess? And you guys kind of touched on it, but...
Right now versus when we started dating?
I think, like, at first, I thought love was, like, oh, if they make you feel butterflies and they're, like, gonna do things for you, I guess, like, that's love. But now I'm like, love is not, like, butterflies and rainbows. It's actually, like, dark. Rock. Like, love is sacrificing for that person, and how much, like, to what extent are they willing to sacrifice for you?
Dang.
Yeah, that was kind of deep. But it's a deep question.
No, Amber, you're pretty articulate.
Yeah, love is also, like, how far is this person willing to, like, solve an issue with you? Like, are they willing to just give and be like, all right, you're too much for me, you're too emotional for me, you're like too anxious and like stressful for me, and a big burden, like I don't want you anymore.
You said big bird?
Big burden.
Oh,
bird.
She's a big burden.
She's a big burden for me. Like I don't want to be with her anymore. Like that to me is like, all right, well I guess like you don't loved me, I guess.
That's fire. Are you gonna follow that up, bud?
Yeah, I don't think I can follow that up. But I will say,
Give the rock answer.
love is patient, love is kind. It does not boast. I actually
Fire.
don't know the rest. I don't know where the rest of the
God.
verse. Yeah, I will say initially. I mean, I would go with the butterflies thing. Like, oh, you know, do you do like cutesy things for this person? Do you like take them out? Are you a good, lover?
My goodness gracious.
For
That's fire, bro. That's fire, bro.
you know,
Yeah,
you know,
No,
no. I mean, honestly, some people look at it that way initially, right? But I would say nowadays, yeah, I think love is what would you do for this person, and I'm just cheating off of what Amber said.
Yeah, seriously.
But she had a really good answer. I really can't.
You guys are dating, so I expect your definitions of love to be similar.
That's true.
That'd be awkward.
Yeah,
Kids like, oh, love and butterflies.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Sarah, do you want to answer that?
What is love?
Yeah, to you in this,
Ooh.
as you've gotten older.
Now I'm thinking about it. Do you have an answer for love?
Oh, no, I mean, very similar to you guys, too.
Oh.
I think it's, sacrificial part is the part that's not.
Yeah.
And it's not anyone's fault. It's just something you have to learn through, relationship and time.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck rom-coms, dude. All they do is just, show,
Dude.
fancy
They
ass
put
dates.
They
some
show the
kind of
chase.
expectations on
Yeah,
you.
they show.
They only show the chase.
But even then, the rom-com always ends the end. It's the honeymoon phase begins, right?
Yeah.
That's 1% of a relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Still
We're all
love rom-com
traumatized.
No problems. There are
Rom-com
no
is such a
problems.
delusional view on love,
Yeah.
but still
It
love
makes
them
for a
though.
good story, but it's just not
Realistic.
realistic at all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. Retweet.
Retweet.
Sick.
That's all for our episode with Caleb and Amber, our awesome guests, on their long-term relationship of 4 strong years. It's been awesome having you guys. Thanks so much for sharing your stories and being vulnerable. Really appreciate that. And of course, we wish you guys the best.
Oh, thank
Maybe
you.
marriage 2026.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That's
No.
We will.
We'll get there when we get
talk
there.
About it.
Oh my
Okay.
god,
Yeah,
we're
we'll talk
gonna
about
make a
it.
podcast with you guys at your wedding.
That's
Oh my
so
gosh.
Live at our
cute.
wedding.
chat.
Chat.
Don't say that. That's so much pressure.
That's crazy.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We'll keep the updates.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next week, we're going to have a pod with our roomies. It's going to be fun and chaotic and good vibes. So we'll see you next week. But with that,
TTYL. Woo!